In this short video, we are going to cover JavaScript events. What is a JavaScript event? It is something that either the browser or the user does that we can use to trigger some sort of JavaScript action. Let's look at some examples and then we can visit W3 Schools for a complete list of what's available in JavaScript. So here are two very simple actions on events that we can use to bind with a JavaScript action. The first one is called an onClick. This means that when I click on this, something will happen. And let's take a look first at the code. We have a div with an ID of click, and then on click, we're going to do document.getElementById click to grab this element, and then we're going to change the HTML from click me to thank you. So let's see if it works. There we go. On mouse over and on mouse out. Mouse over and mouse out means when you hover over something with your cursor or when you move your cursor off of it. So again, let's look at the code. We have a div with an ID of mouse. On mouse over, we're going to do document.getElementById with mouse again. And we're going to change the style to have a background color of red. And then when we do on mouse out, which is when we have the cursor leave the item, the element, we do document.getElementById mouse, and then we change the style and the background color to blue. So let's see how that works. Oh, hover over it, it turns red, and I move the mouse off and it turns blue. So those are JavaScript events. So there's a list at W3 Schools with a complete list of all the different HTML events that you can use bind a JavaScript action to. Let's go over some of the categories of events. You have mouse events, which we already talked about a little bit. We have on click, on mouse over, on mouse out, on double click. You have keyboard events, on key press or key down or key up. That's when you press a key down and let go of the key for on key up. You have frame and object events, which are also called browser events. You have the most important ones are on load, on resize when someone resizes the browser, and on scroll. There's form events like on focus, and on focus is when you click on an input box and that's where the cursor is. On blur is when you leave that area, when the cursor leaves that area. On submit is when you submit a form. There's drag events like on drag and on drop. Clipboard events for copy, cut, and paste, and you can see there are many, many more different events that you can bind a JavaScript action to. So those are our HTML DOM events that we can bind JavaScript to.